Okay, go.
The incentives being offered for young Tommy's signature were unbelievable, not only for Tommy, but for the family as well. A nice holiday would probably be appreciated, Mrs. Jackson. Have you been to America? All expenses paid and a lump sum? And so it went on. Okay, said Mr. Jackson to each and every one of them, when they had finished their bartering and offered the golden chests for the signature of his son. This is the deal. Tommy is staying on at school until he has finished his O-levels. Obviously, we would like to see him become a professional footballer, as much as he wants to become one. He paused. But he must complete his education, his career. Could be cut short before it's even got going by one mistimed tackle. And he must have something to fall back on. He paused again. We want you to leave him alone for the next 2 years. You can come and watch his progress, and you can invite him to games to show him around the grounds and the training facilities. But he will not be signing for any of you now. If you are still interested in him, when he's 15, he will pick who he goes with and where he goes to train. But he will not sign any forms until he is 16 and completes his education. So we thank you for your wonderful offers of gifts, but Tommy is not for sale that cheaply. We don't mind you phoning to see how he is doing or keeping in touch, but if you persist in pestering him or us, I will personally make certain he will never be joining any of your clubs. Mr. Jackson, if you do allow Tommy to join us, we will make sure he completes his education. Let him come to us and we'll look after him, and of course, he will be very grateful to yourself and Mrs. Jackson. The patter's the same, said Tommy Senior to Martha. Like a recording. No respect. What do you think, Mrs. Jackson? Would you like young Tommy to come to us? Martha Jackson looked at the agent square in the face. I believe, for the position you hold, you're not a stupid man. But please don't try to divide us. You heard exactly what my husband has said. And said quite eloquently, if I say so myself, she stated quite proudly. Mrs. Jackson, no, please, no, please, you've misunderstood me. Tommy Jackson Senior stood up from the table. We have not misunderstood you, he said, and I'm sure you're not misunderstanding us. It's time for you to leave. Young Tommy always knew where he wanted to go, and so did his mum and dad. But they would go through the procedure of seeing everyone that was interested, and before Tommy could decide. Before the manager of the team that Tommy and his dad supported turned up, they had a quick tidy up, taking the team's photographs and rosettes down, moving his flag and scarf out of sight, and making sure his football kit wasn't on the line, so as not to give him an advantage. They listened to what he had to say with great interest and liked what he said. Mr. Jackson reiterated what he had said to all the others and waited for his response. Obviously, it goes without saying, we are disappointed in not having Tommy join us now, said the manager. That is, of course, should he have wanted to come to us. It is your decision and we will adhere to that. But we would like you all to come as our guests to a few games this season. Whenever you want, just ring and we will arrange it. We would like you to come to our training ground and see our facilities, watch training and our methods. We will keep a watchful eye on Tommy, and if it's okay with you, we will phone now and again to inquire as to how you're all keeping. Tommy and Martha looked at each other. They had their own sign if they agreed on something or liked something. And they also had a sign if they didn't like something, without speaking a word. Martha twitched her nose twice. Tommy twitched his nose twice, and they both smiled. Tommy looked at his son, who had been watching both his mum and dad, and winked. Young Tommy then looked at his mum, and she winked at him too. We like what you have to say and the fact that you respect our feelings, affirmed Martha. We would like to see the training facilities and your methods, and we would love to come over and watch some games about Tommy. We didn't inform you before, as we wanted to hear what you had to say without being influenced, acknowledged Martha. I have supported the club since I was a kid, and so does Tommy. We, that is the wife as well, go as often as we can. So long as you wanted him, you were always going to be Tommy's first choice, said Tommy Senior genuinely. Great, that's great, wonderful, said the manager, trying to curb his exuberance. What the hell? I'm over the bloody moon, he said. Sorry for the language. I'm so pleased. I think your Tommy has such a great future, and I'm so bloody pleased he wants to come to us. Martha, Tommy and young Tommy were all looking at him, smiling. Oh, sorry for the inappropriate language again. That's all right, said Martha. A dead man would like to hear it. And I'm sure we'll hear a lot worse, added Tommy. Not when they're kids, madame. Maybe when they're older, he smiled. OK, if you still want him when he's 15, and he still wants to come, he's coming to you, said Tommy Jackson, holding out his hand. Fine, we'll keep in touch and make arrangements, said the manager, and they all shook hands.